final game of the loser. Luminosity down here, and what more interesting for, I mean, honestly, the play of the day would be Luminosity, because they're currently 3 points behind Gen G. If Luminosity take out all of Gen G, beat them by 1 point, and then get eliminated themselves, again, that would give them 1 game in Grand Survival. Of course, that's not good, but just seeing them land now next to one another, if you're a fan of either of the two teams, you've got to be a little worried.
This is a butterfly flapping its wing. Sonic's dropping Pachinki, force SGD off of Pachinki, and now force them on top of LG's spot. And now Shen drops on the roof. Oh, he's just barely going to miss him. Now, we don't get that melee circle, but we are still heading down towards that southwestern side.
Well, let's see. Southwest, I should say, is where it is. So maybe they're blessed with what we're seeing here, as now Luminosity trying to make the rotation out and away from what was Schweiger players. Begopa, in the meantime, happy to be looting Primorsk this time around. We're seeing here the standings of the previous game. And as you were saying as well, the Molly from Pio netted him 4 kills. That's why the damage on the top of it might not align with the 7 kills that he had. But regardless, a good game for Begopa. Vinny in there with a little bit of damage. A few kills, I should say, but plenty more damage to boot as well.
Yeah, seeing Fex up there as well. Seeing that man up in the top 5 in a while. But good work by them now, keeping eyes on that military island, because that, I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong here, Toby. And now the first being Gen G has 3 inside military base, but they have Adder on the very southern coast.
Exactly.
So that solo player may be an issue as we check in with Ike's left.
Here you have
Core Road in the #1 spot.
If there is a team Gen G that you do not want to lose a player to right now, that is
same goes the opposite direction.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but there's no doubt that Purdy must have hurt that vehicle. He's sitting crouched inside the next warehouse. He is well aware. Look at him crouching around, ready and waiting. But what does Adder here? Penta is driving north of him. Does he hear what's going on with the way that he's running around? I don't imagine him having any clue whatsoever of what he's about to run into. Having said that, he just did turn around. Maybe the spider senses a tinkling, maybe. The fear of getting that one warehouse too far is forcing him back towards his car.
Well, Penta, after looting up the compound, he's starting to try to head over in this direction, but he doesn't want to give it up just yet. And now Adder going to pull out. Purdy just spots him with the iron sights. The shots come through, but no damage done. Either way, it's fine.
They're
both happy.
Got to be a smile on the face of Adder, dodging that final bullet, going, holy something, swear word in Korean. If I had gone one more building over, something was telling me that it was like, maybe he must have, I think he heard the vehicle from Penta rotating to the other compound going, wait, if there's a guy up there, there's enough of a chance that there's a guy here that I should not be here right now. So thank God for Adder and the Gen G fans out there that he gets away. In the meantime, now Schweiger pulling up on Haven. They want a piece of this, but Haven might be able to get out in time. As I say, that German's full speed forward, able to deny that exit, but now he's been seen as well.
Oh, Vinny has no ammo. He's spent all of his ammo trying to take the shots at Leo, and just like that, SGD pick up 2 more points. They still have a shot here, Toby, at getting that top 8. It's going to take some doing, but it's doable.
And not only do they find points, but look at the leaderboard and see what team they're taking them away from. 22 Esports, currently the team sat in that 8th place spot. The last seed that will be granted access to lower bracket 2, a shot at the grand finals before everyone's forced to play grand survival. That is not the way that 22 Esports would have wanted to kick this final game off.
Yeah, and we're looking at LG now, all 4 deep on the ferry. Guess where the other duo from 22 is hanging out right now? They're on that ferry pier, so SGD defending their compound here as the Expendables make their way through. Taman, a few more shots at 777. They drive through the woods. SKS just a little off there.
I can't really fault him. SKS 2x between all those trees. It was going to be pretty hard to hit. But then again, I mean, if you were going to hit it with a DMR, of course, it would be the best DMR in the game.
You need it. You need.
I felt like there was enough games now where I haven't mentioned it, so I feel like now is the right time.
You were going to try to revisit it.
This is my last. This game
sir.
is my last cast of PGC. This is my final time to teach everyone why they should be using the SKS.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, you know what?
They never saw Toby again.
Get in while you can, my dude, because you got to do what you can. It's Chewy trying to bait out, I think, a little peek here. So 9 maybe take the shot, but dropping, not biting. As QB and Ive is holding that western edge of a 2-2 split. Chewy, meanwhile, nice little crate dropping for him.
Yeah, not going to be complaining about that whatsoever. Luminosity, as you said, we do still have 22 Esports.
They're still there.
Ferry Pier, so curious to see if they. I mean, obviously they probably won't spot it at the time, but if they're maybe opting to try and make a jump off earlier and swim ashore. I'm not sure. In the meantime, Polish Power, pull up, down goes 9.
Okay. Well, one taken away from Tiamba there. The rest of the squad still a little bit further west. Meanwhile, Begapod, DG98 pulls into the warehouse, but SGD was there ready and waiting. Leo wants to go for it. Tries to take the shots. Down to about half HP. Sophia's still wanting it. Yeah, they're absolutely chasing him. SGD, it feels like they're taking their own destiny into their hands. They are running after every potential kill they can spot.
Don't seem to be too worried about being shot at either, because they were driving very slow as an entire team was shooting at them. But, well, able to stay alive through that one.
No.
And now
the one
we're hearing Gen G. Well, you say that, but there is a Cheeksing coming, and we have no Outrun connection on this side feeding the info across. So, Ada, here comes the cross. But how much damage will Edie and Cheeksing be able to do as they cross on over? Yeah, he's going to get out of the Khan the Rich line in time as well.
This was an interesting split from Buriram here.
And they come to pull up behind
and they're right behind them too.
They're trapped!
Oh no!
It's a trap! And they're well aware of it. They're going to be jumping straight into it. Edie not peeking initially. Ada is going to be driving past him. Spotted though, second time around. Shots being fired, but no knocks coming through whatsoever. Now they're out of the vehicles. Are they committing to this, or are they not? Renba out of the car too. Asura is here ready to take the fight.
Oh, Gen G, they want this. They like their chances, but remember, they are in the chase for that 16th place spot. If they can get these 4 kills, it would be absolutely huge, but if Buriram can best them, it might be the end of their tournament. Remba will start off with Canaxi. Edie goes down as well as Gen G doing their best.
Renba does somehow manage to run himself over. Not sure what happened with that one. Edie will fall. Renba, you can only imagine off of the vehicle explosion. Doesn't crawl away from it. Should be going down as well. So that's Gen G down 1. But the kills coming in return could be the deciding factor as to whether or not they finish down in the bottom of the leaderboard.
At her half HP, goes for the peek, but Naradra gets him, but Asura there, fortunately, to cover Adder's back. And now Cheeksing has the grenade in hand. Asura starting to barely gets away from it. Will flush out Adder. Cheeksing now the last one. He's going to find one. It's a 1v1. Cheeksing versus Asura for Gen G's tournament life.
A lot of people have been questioning the ability of Asura when it came to up-close fights. Well, this is your chance to show that you belong here. This is your chance to carry the team out of this potential bottom seed and elimination. Of course, depending on how the game goes for Luminosity here. But a 1v1. Asura smoke's thrown to try and isolate some angles. No one's coming here. No one's coming here to try and take part in this fight. It's all 1v1.
All out in the blue. No reses. that can be had either. It's a full 1v1.
With Anonix
versus
could be
Asura.
too.
Okay.
Does he go for the rest?
Still alive. Anonix still alive.
Does he try and commit to the? If he starts vaulting, now, he knows that he's going to go for the rest. I think he heard the footsteps off him as well. Try and jump on over Anonix with the blue coming in now. Phase 2 is popped. That's going to be him down and out. Indeed, it will be. Chixing makes sure of it. 1v1 again. No boosters on Asura. He's going to be tanking the HP. You can see it going down 40 and lower as Cheekson continues to heal on up.
Meanwhile, Asura just holding an angle.
He doesn't hear him. Oh, now he does.
There you go. He hears the footsteps, but he has to stop down to go for this
He's not
first
healing.
aid.
There you go. But the thing is, Buram has literally nothing to lose by going out in 16th. All this is doing is being a living hellhole for Gen G. Shots fired.
Ooh.
Nothing connected from me, though. Again, every second that's spent doing this is time spent against Gen G because Buram is already qualified in a safe spot up in the top of the leaderboard.
We'll wait for this one to play out before we show you the next circle. Is Petrichor Road going to get eliminated by Donuts? And he sends the grenade and almost knocks him down. 20 HP for Chexing. Just holding the line, waiting for the push to come.
This is the most important thing right now, no doubt. But for anyone looking at the map stream, look at that circle for a second. Because that is absolutely disgusting for a final game. Here comes around the corner. Asura wins the battle, and while he might go down sooner rather than later, at least for now, he's alive. With now another 4-point gap added to the top. And now, finally, we can take our focus back towards the west, where the circle has just shifted as hard south as humanly possible while still staying on the main island.
Full Primorsk. Meanwhile, LG hot 4 deep from the ferry pier. They get into a boat. They get to the southern tip here. Meanwhile, a lot of fights going on here around the map. BGP pushing on to SGD. SGD's 4 kills, hoping to maybe catch up to that top 8 spot. 22 now down to a solo player.
Getting a replay here, Americano. I believe he took up pretty much all of them. Spots one, first one, second one, same spray comes through. Does he get multiple on that transfer? No. Shiva on the other side finds second one, and there he is, Americano, third time around. Petrichor, I don't know who pulled up on who. One thing's for sure, a slaughter inside of Gatka.
Top 2 teams are eliminated. Leo going for Begopa. DG98 next to no HP, but SGD, this is their final hope. Oh no, he runs into Leo's grenade, and DG98's gonna find Leo as well. Oh, they tried to go for the push. They're trying to be aggressive. They know they need points, but just a little too much.
Miscommunication galore. Strike, do we lose one? Again, they're sitting all right currently, but that was completely unnecessary. Leo does fall. Shen, though, while he is knocked, is still resible. She is trying to hold the off angle. As you can see here, DG98 trying to get over, commit to the flush. Not going to happen as Sophia is able to find him. So Leo going to be the only one to fall off of that. New circle is going to pop soon. Remember, we don't have to shift away from water yet, but what the hell was this phase 2?
Unbelievable. The neighborhood is packed. The block is hot in Primorsk.
That is like the only circle we could get.
About the only thing you could get, yeah. Worth noting, okay, we're keeping eyes on SGD. Obviously, 6 kills already. They're chasing GEX. 3 points behind GEX. 4 strong still as GEX as they're making their way on that western coast. Asura still alive for Gen G. Somehow still has 4 first aids, 5 bandages ready to go. And he might be able to sneak into Primorsk on the coast there if LG is not paying attention.
They've got to hear that boat. And with the way that FaceClan are posted right now, if there's a boat coming in the middle of the open, they will see it. Hopefully for him, he's going to make landfall a bit before Prim and make the run on up from there. But of course, he doesn't know what we knows. This circle is very much filled with players inside Primorsk. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've seen this many teams inside Primorsk.
It's been forever, man. I cannot remember the last time I've seen a Circle 3 that's fully circling Primorsk and not cheating north here towards the quarry as we see Asura. Oh, yep, he's been spotted. That's actually going to be SGD taking those long-range shots.
He's just going to bank. You know what? There might actually be a play in Rapid Hard West on this one. Issue is that GX is sat on the western hillside, and if Luminosity doesn't see him, then you can only imagine that GEX will. So, well, everything's on the line here. Just to give you a picture of how things are set right now, as no one is really fighting one another. First two teams obviously out. 8th place, 22 still holds it, but only with one alive, with GEX just 7 points behind. We're getting the replay here of the final kills coming through and the Bego Pashwaikadoi fight. A little too hectic, a little too much commotion in that one to my liking, but in the end, Shwaikadoi comes out victorious.
I mean, you gotta appreciate the aggression from SGD. Unfortunately, a little bit too aggressive that time around, but they do get the res. So they do keep 3 alive here. As Asura just going to swim it in. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we said that Genji likes to play passive.
Oh, no,
Yanli has seen the boat, too. I think...
spots him.
Does he see him?
Oh,
he does.
yeah.
He does see him. Imagine playing PUBG at PGC and seeing a solo player. What is that? That's 1, 2, 3. That's 350 meters out in the water. Just going, wait, guys, are you... Am I... is this only me seeing this right now, or is there actually a dude out in the water doing what I think he is? Yanli has got to be confused with this.
Guys, I got to imagine if there was an 8X on GEX right now, he'd be screaming for him to come over and take this shot. Look at Asura. I
want to see the face of Yanli looking at this.
Just like, what is this guy doing? But you know what? He's staying alive.
I mean, as long as Yanli don't start shooting, well, Circle going literally the only place it actually could go. There's still going to be a little bit of water in. But Pachinki looking, Primorsk looking good, and Tropic looking good up towards the north as well. And then we have Donuts alongside 3rd and 5 in a pretty interesting position. And now Luminosity again, of course, they have the backs against the wall. They know how many points, approximately anyway, that they need in order to come up victorious here. So they cannot risk going down early. And Yanli just continuing to keep track of the solo in the water. This is amazing.
Savior was taking shots.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, Savior just took a couple of shots over that direction, but he missed. And LG, oh my God, they have no idea. Yanli, yeah, they're just going to start
shot as well.
Ooh, that'll hit one.
Does this bait the attention away for Luminosity to look the other way? It's a hard shot to hit, especially with Asura being able to go underwater as often as he can. But with the more shots they're firing, the more they're alerting Luminosity to their presence up on the hillside. In the meantime, FaZe now trying to prevent Shwaikadoi from making the rotation on in.
Yeah, nobody from LG looking into the water right now.
He's laughing. Asura's actually laughing.
He can't believe he got away with it. Well, SGD didn't get away with it. They pull into FaZe, and unfortunately for them, they are going to go down.
Yep.
And their quest for that top 8 spot will end just short.
Now for Donuts falling in 8 and 12 here as well. Polish Power, 1 point ahead of a tie. That would give them one more game played in the Grand Survival.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot on the line again for these 13th through 16th place teams. With just one more chance. We've only ever seen, I believe, Multi-Circle Gaming do it during the last event of 2021. Or 2020, I should say. So, who knows? Sometimes you can pull it off. One chance to make your way to the finals, and they did it. But I think if you're any team, you would like more shots than just one.
Well, regardless of what happens with Asura, LG need to start getting some points here. They get the opening knock on Anorcus, but unfortunately cannot flush it out. That might actually be close. There it is. Luke will get it, and that'll be 1 point going in their favor, but they still have so much work left to do, Toby.
They sure have. Asura now back, filling the exact position Luminosity was in just before to make things worse for wear. Trying to push his way further forward, clearing one compound as slowly as you can after another, but hearing all the commotion on the west side, you see him here. It's got to keep him pretty confident that there's not too much going on the east side.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to make his way into circle, hide in the closet. I mean, at this point, that's all Asura can really do. And, you know, if he spots LG maybe climbing in the points a little bit, maybe then you start thinking about opening up and taking shots. But right now, LG has they're the ones in the driver's seat. They need to be the ones getting the kills here. And now Alo going to take a knock from Cappy.
Yep. Halo, first one to fall. Of course, nothing confirmed just yet, but he is caught kind of out in the open. Not a whole lot of utility to follow to try and get the flush on through, but also no utility spent from Luminosity to try and commit to the rest. That nade, while it doesn't take him down instantly, Cabby will find him. So Luminosity not off to the greatest start here, losing one and still trailing by 5 to Gen G.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it may not even matter.
If Asura gets to do the backstep on his own,
yeah, he's
that would be, I mean, that would be the Grim
poetic
Reaper.
justice, isn't it?
The Grim Reaper you do not want to have to face at this point in the tournament.
The circle did pull north.
Yep.
So third on 5 actually vibing in Tropic as well.
Chilling.
They are on the north side, not inside this city. GEX actually in a great spot as well. Penta, meanwhile, still looking off in the distance. Unfortunately for them, Polish Power, the Expendables, all in the way. And then you've got sneaky Asura right on the backside.
I wonder if there's a world where Luminosity doesn't like what they're seeing here and start running back towards where they came from and then wrap in from the east side. Issue is, they probably should have done that as soon as the circle popped, with the circle already closing in now, and it being phase 5. They don't have the time to do so. They need to make the push on forward. Again, of course, they know they need the kills as well, so you gotta take a fight whether you like it or not. Unfortunately for them, it's gonna be a city fight, and, well, they're a good up-close combat team. Let's see if they can pull this one off against Polish Power.
Cappy gonna peek out. He's gonna find Luke 12 immediately. Gets the knock. Tries to look out the window. Doesn't see Penta running by. Penta gonna go back for the re-peek, waiting for it. Here's the footsteps. Crunio gonna go out to 777. Cappy now the last player alive for Polish Power. Will jump out of the window, try to go for the peek, see if he can maybe finish this off.
That underhand nade could be the death of both Luke and Penta. Purdy is down to low HP as well. The peaks come over. One goes down, but that nade doesn't take them both down. It does not. Okay, they're both alive. 3 still up for Luminosity, but as you can see here, the circle is closing in, and Asura is getting ever so much closer to the team sat right behind them.
Oh, Savior looking down on top of LG, but just missing the angle as Purdy Curdy starting to work through. The Expendables now the next.
Asura's got to realize that it's Luminosity who sat in front of him as well.
He's got to. Oh, nice Molotov from Purdy Curdy. Going to force them away, and Asura has the grenade. It's going to send it right on top of Luke 12. He gets him. He goes down, and now Asura, does he have time to get... Oh, does the heal come off? Just in the nick of time, somehow. Staying alive as Asura backstabbing Luminosity.
120 heart rate at the moment. You can only imagine it's going to climb with every second that he's alive. Thrones on down now, wants to stay alive. And if he can have active impact in the outcome of this battle, that will be everything that Gen G could wish for at this point. 777 now trying to hold off as Asura continues to try and heal his way through this one. Surprising to me that he's not up on his feet trying to maneuver further forward, but he wants to see Luminosity eliminated.
One more kill goes over into Gen G's pocket as they collect their 5th. LG picks up one as well, and Asura now finally down. And Luminosity down to 2.
Down to blue?
The Expendables, meanwhile, 777 bleeding out just ahead of them. Duck Shoes the last one up. So a little bit of a clearing here for LG.
I guess, I mean, I guess it makes sense that Asura, again, if you're not going to take the fight properly, you know the team you're going to be fighting is the team you do not want to give any points. So while I thought he was going to at least try to make a run for it, maybe towards the east side, he's not going to go for it. I could only imagine because the risk of potentially giving points over to Luminosity was too great.
Ooh, Duck Juice getting to 777 just at the last minute. As Purdy Curdy and Penta sending it across the wide open grass. Now Gizera hiding in this house. Just holding the stairway, listening for the footsteps, and Gizera's got him, and that's
Tiggleton!
it. And Tiggleton finishes off Penta as well, and that's Luminosity out in 32nd place.
First team eliminated, hereby confirmed. Gen G will get to play 1, but we say farewell to Luminosity for PGC 2022.
Theraton 5, meanwhile, have a fantastic spot in this circle, Toby. They've got 4 alive. They've got 3 kills already, and they are rapidly climbing this leaderboard.
Yep, Fex finds one with the nade. Gustav, good position. Not exactly sure why they have the final player, thinking that he's on the US. So a bit of utility spent to try and get that angle secured. Now Gustav realizes he's probably going to be further forward, and there you have it. Gustav takes out QB, so Entropic down, but again, not looking as angry as they have been in the past with the death camp coming towards them. They know they're through. They know what's at stake coming into losers bracket 2 tomorrow.
Absolutely. There's on 5. The dream's still alive. GEX as well have a shot at this. 22, remember that we just saw Gizera finishing off Luminosity, but they are down to just 1. And Sonics, they've got a little bit of a good lead here, but no means safe.
GEX wants out of it. Tianba wants more games play possible. More chances. I can't talk English anymore. They want more chances in the Grand Survival. And right now, well, they're sat with 3 alive. They're currently 7 points out of 13th in order to try and see if they can best the team above them, which is Donuts. New circle's going to pop. Does it go south towards Tianba, or does it head out into the forest? And oh my lord, a hard shift of the century for Tianba to maybe get more chances in Grand Survival.
Look at Savior. Savior has spread away from the rest of GEX. They're holding the north side of Primor's. Savior just sending it over towards Theraton 5, and we've seen what Savior can do as a solo before. If he oh my goodness, they are just begging to have a grenade just dropped right in their laps here. Meanwhile, Vex, FaZe again, another good performance from them here on the final day.
Well, he's in the nearby vicinity, but not close enough to lob a nade up there. He does have his 3 teammates sat down below, and I think it's too important for him to kind of cover them inside the city. In the meantime, Shannon and Yan Li are looking up towards the teams above, so you'd have to imagine that maybe Savior's going to make a play towards the north. Having said that now, well, the rotation is coming over on the other side, and Vex is going to be the receiver of a full team pushing his way. First one falls, Gustav goes immediately after, but a lot of damage coming through from Vex.
A lot of damage, and just barely missing out on the knock. There you go, Diggory will find another one, and just like that, Theraton 5 is taken down. Their dreams of a top 8 finish.
Where's Savior in this?
Taken out, and look at the GEX. They find the angle. And look at I think we just saw maybe 5 points behind the 8th place cut line.
Yep. Placement points going to, unfortunately for GX, also 22 for as long as Skysera is able to stay alive. As long as he's in it, GEX needs the kill points in order to come out victorious. And right now, well, they've got a few. They've still got all 4 up and alive. And for Tianba as well, with Donuts out, with Polish Power out, every single team they outlast in this final game is one step closer to, well, at least more games in the Grand Survival. Can't be too sure. Thank you, SSR.
No. Yeah. Diligent play there from SSR.
Gotta make sure.
You always want to check, as they are fairly certain that they have complete control over this north side now, and they have a nice little hill to work with. All 4 remaining teams, I guess, if you're GEX, all inside the city as Gizera staring at the wall.
Not in a hurry. Have you ever watched paint dry? I think that's what Gizera is doing right now. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to be the case for much longer. 1 minute to go until the circle's going to start closing in, and he will be forced to make a move in one direction or another. He's got either the 2-man of Expendables on the west side, or the 3-man Sonics and 3-man Tianba on the east. Thing is, Gizera did take down a Luminosity member before, so maybe Tiggleton, maybe actually all the city teams are aware that there's still snakes sat inside this building.
Yeah, you see, actually Shrimsy.
They're looking this direction.
They're looking this direction, yeah, and yeah, they're smoking that off. They are definitely aware that there's somebody in that building. As Gizera just waiting for the opportune moment now. Duckjuicin 777 still alive on the other side, so if he doesn't push into Sonics, that's what he's going to have to push into. Is Tianba peeks around. Yep, this is what he's going to have to do. He knows that Sonics knows he's there, but maybe he'll take his luck with the Expendables, who aren't looking this direction.
The circle shifts away from Gizera, but right into the open arms of GEX. They're there, ready and waiting for the circle to come in their direction. 777, he's heard the footsteps. He closes the door now to try and isolate angles. Has one outside. Flashbang comes out. Gonna spot him. Nate, that's almost on point. A lot of damage coming through with it. He jumps out. He gets him as well. I thought he was going to go down because the vehicle blocked off the exit, but no. 777 with the nade thrown forward. Audio cues kind of muffled for a second, allows him to vault on out, and he takes him down. So now GEX just a couple of points away from losers bracket 2.
Oh man, this is big sweaty time for 22. Sonics try to push up through the smoke wall. GEX trying to find an angle. Savior is going to get the first knock on a 77. That might open up a door here for Sonics to push through.
GEX are going to win this game.
They should.
You'd have to imagine. I mean, depends on how much damage comes through onto Tiamba, of course, with like 2 already down. Unless if Sonics comes through this one without taking any casualties, and then a good push from Expendables and Sonics at the same time, that could change things. But if not, then I would not imagine that to be the case. Let's see. One comes through. That's a shotgun straight to the chest. You don't survive those.
Yeah, Sonic's not wasting any time knowing exactly where that man was. Send it right up in, take him out. 3 strong for Sonics. Tong, the last one up for Tiamba. But points are starting to get taken off the board for GEX, and I think they realize that they're sending Savior towards the center of the circle.
I mean, placement points alone from here, should they come away with the win, even if they technically didn't get any kills, which that would be a hard win to earn, they should be all right. But I'm liking the fact that they still have Saber push up proactively. Now kills coming on the other side as well. This could not play more in the favor of the team that is currently on the cusp of that top 8 spot. Oh, the nades are on point. They're all going down to them. And that is Sonics out in 4th. And that should be with a tie now, unless if everything goes wrong here for GEX. That should be them through to losers bracket to 1 more point needed, as they're currently tied.
And SSR is going to spot out just a little bit of 777. The grenade comes through. 777 hits the spray, but the grenade's going to find him again, as SSR is just hitting all types of utility right here. Jan Lee will get taken down, but this should be Gex winning the final game and securing their spot with authority.
You can see on their faces, they're all looking to each other. Did we do it? Did we do it? Did we do it? Yes, indeed, they did. They're through to losers bracket 2. What an effort from GEX. A beneficial shift in the end of it to go north, but they had to make the active plays to get to that position to begin with. They keep Savior up on the hillside to lock down the north and come out victorious in the end of it.
Playing those western hills, hanging out on top of the western hills, never committing to the city, waiting to see what the circle decides to show them, and landing the shots when they needed to. Fantastic stuff from GEX, but there's the Expendables. We've got a lot of teams that are going to be celebrating tonight, Toby, but we've got a few teams that are going to be commiserating, not the least of which is Luminosity Gaming.
What a hell of a way to start up this game, too. I mean, Gen G down to 1, Azura with the river